Hey folks, welcome to the Ragged Edge. I'm the Gingerboard Man, and I'm here today to talk to you about a little problem that I've got. This started quite some time ago. You see, back in the late 90s, my brother-in-law introduced me to a little substance called Settlers of Catan. And it was quite addictive. This simple little game kept me pretty entertained for a long time. We had a great time with it. Then I discovered there were things like expansions, and I was hooked. And I discovered that board games weren't what they used to be when I was growing up. So this problem has been growing for quite a few decades now. Shortly after my introduction to the light stuff, I discovered something a little heavier, Ticket to Ride. And that led me to Days of Wonder. And I bought nearly every title they made. And this problem has been escalating ever since. Well, as it is with any addiction, you just aren't ever satisfied. And eventually you need more. And so lately, publishers have started figuring out how it is that they can extract a little more money from me and my little problem. They've developed the big box edition. Games like Endless Winter, then Mosaic, the Everdell big box. You see, it just gets out of hand. Pretty soon I'm going to have to get custom storage shelves because the boxes won't fit. And I don't know where this is going to end. I can't find any help groups. I've tried a few, but it turns out they're just as addicted as I am. And pretty soon we're off at game nights again, playing more and more. But I think I've reached a real low recently. And I'm going to share with you what just came across my path and just how far this little problem has gone. This, folks, is a single board game. This was delivered to my door a week ago. I haven't opened it yet. I'm a little afraid of what's inside. But I think tonight we need to get to the bottom of this. And so we're going to take a look at what is in the ISS Vanguard board game. You'll notice it says second wave. That's because the first wave was for those people too impatient to wait for the entire package. I wanted the whole thing at once. I didn't want to spoil anything. And the shipping was a little cheaper. So I waited for the second wave of shipping. Okay, let's get to it. Hefty piece of styrofoam. A welcome letter. Open here. Yeah, a little thank you note from the publisher. Here we have a small little module called the Section Pets. It's got a space llama on it. That's the depths to which we've gone. The ISS Vanguard section boxes. An expansion called Close Encounters. Another box entitled Deadly Frontier. And a third, The Lost Fleet. I expect these are different scenarios that we're going to have to play through. there's a dice tower to assemble. Individual player mats, because cardboard isn't good enough these days. Now you need neoprene with your habit. Personnel files. And last but not least, the main board game. And that, folks, is what's in the box. That's what my life has come to. We'll dispense with the packaging. Well, now that we've got the shipment unpacked, I'm going to give you a first-hand look at how this addiction manifests itself, what steps the user goes through as they get into their next big hit. Let's start small. Let's see how the dice tower looks. This is a wooden model that has to be assembled. Pre-printed, so I don't have to paint it. That's probably a good thing. Who's got time for that? These are the panels that will need to be punched out and assembled. Pretty stunning artwork on them. I'm excited to see how this thing looks when it's all put together. Might just end up using this for everything. I mean, this could even be an improvement for the Wingspan game. Neoprene mats. Let's take a look at these. The rush of opening plastic on a new product is just indescribable. There's the whole smell that goes along with it, the feel of the rubber. It's all part of the process. These are looking pretty good. I have no idea what all this is. I can make out some dice placement spots and maybe some card stacks. All in the interest of a premium product. But why stop there? Let's see what else is in the contents. We have here the personnel files. Expands the stories of the ISS Vanguard commanders by focusing on their past and current agendas. So if you didn't have enough story in the game, you can add this information on all of the crew members just to really get you in deep. Space Pets. We should check out Space Pets. I never knew that I would need a llama in a sci-fi game. There are actually 4 different models in here. The llama is security. There's also science, recon, and engineering. So each section in the game has its own pet. I wasn't content with the retail version. I had to go all in on the Sundrop version. So let's just start with the llama, shall we? Take a look at that beauty. Amazing detail on these guys. got a pack on the back, as do all of them, where a die can be placed. And lastly, giant bird. Quite impressive, I must say. I don't know if I'll ever use a section pet, but I could if I wanted to. All right, here's a little closer look at the individual section pets, just so you can see the detail on these models. Okay, well, that's the little stuff. Now let's get into something a little bigger. Let's check out the section boxes. This is, I believe, a completely unnecessary add-on. Not even sure where to open it yet. Looks like I'm at the right spot. I believe, if my memory serves me correct, from the Game Found campaign, these are the individual player boxes for all of their cards and components. Ah, yes, these are sun-dropped and color matched as well. Take a look at that. I have no recollection how these are used, but they sure do look awesome. One in each color. The decorations are the same on all of them. Wow. What other games do I have that could use a tower? Those are awesome, I do have to admit. This is how it goes. It just keeps drawing you back for the next hit. Can't remember, do those, oh yes, those do come apart. They are magnetic, even cooler. Who doesn't like magnets? So I believe those can hold your cards and your dice from game to game. Lost Fleet expansion. Let's see if I can read this. The Lost Fleet is a continuation of the best-selling board game ISS Vanguard, offering players multiple new options and a complex, intriguing plot. Complexity. More complexity would be good. See, when you get to the stage that I'm at, it's not enough to just have a simple single product. You've got to go for the whole cocktail, the all-in pledge, if you will. Mix it all up, add it all together, and feel the rush unfold. So in here we've got the rule book, the Planetopedia. These provide you with new places to go, new artwork on every page. I could spend an evening just sitting and looking at the book. New pages that will go into the ship book. lots of punch boards, spaceship boards, an operations book, a log book, and then a full tray of cards and components. Okay? The big question is, will I ever get to this? Or will my first hit on the base game do me in? Only time will tell. If you check back into the Ragged Edge in 2 or 3 years, you might find out I've survived. Let's take a look at the Deadly Frontier. Tell you, this is some heavy-duty plastic. As board games go, these things are shrinked with the best. So, as with the previous, I've got the rule book. Component lists and all the different rules. Another Planetopedia. Just to give you an idea of some of the pages. There's the cover of it. There's a section on how to resume a saved game. You're not even going to make it through one game of this. You'll have to pack it all away and start over again when you've got another empty weekend. More punch boards. Another logbook. Let's be honest here, what we're really looking for right now is the minis. I mean, we've got stacks of cards galore. Some extra styrofoam, spacer, more cards, even more cards. But the minis. The minis are the big hit. This is the package that comes with the, what is this expansion? Deadly Frontier. Take a look at some of these guys. Quite impressive. This is actually my first foray into sun-dropped minis, and I think we're going to have a good time with the extra expense. It's probably worth it. All right, next we've got Close Encounters. As we move our way up the box size, it looks to me like this is all minis. Buried my knife somewhere. There we Let's go. I gotta tell you folks, I can feel the adrenaline rising and feel the blood coursing through my veins, the anticipation of every new box. It's a rush that if you've never experienced, you wouldn't believe it. I've got a picture of what's in the box, how to pack the different trays. How's that hit you? Spectacular. Take a look at these spaceship minis. Those are really, really cool. The metallic blue finish, that's spectacular. And some of these little monster minis are just nasty looking. All right, we'll set these all out and take a closer look at them. Okay, so here we've got the whole fleet of ships. Most of these have a hole on the bottom so that they can be inserted onto the acrylic stand. Models like this structure have got sections that pop together. Same with this one. The detail is pretty spectacular though. Here's the next set of minifigures in the lower section of the Close Encounters box. Close Encounters is not an expansion, it's just the minifigures for the different missions that you'll be going on. The detail on these is just amazing. For most people, that would already be an overdose. Folks, we haven't even gotten to the big stuff yet, the really hard stuff. Let's go for the main box. ISS Vanguard main game. Obviously, this is where I'll need to start my adventures, and it's quite doubtful that I'll ever get to any of the other boxes, which makes it seem a little ridiculous that I bought them in the first place. Bought them, I did. And treasure them, I shall. last, the box releases its grip, and we see the contents for the first time. We have a whole package of punch boards. The main rule book. That is an extensive rule book. Beautifully illustrated, I might add. More pages for the notebook, which is here. I've never had a game come with a 3-ring binder. ISS Vanguard has a binder. This is how you keep track of everything that's going on your ship as you move from destination to destination. Each game, of course, being a different destination in the Planetopedia. This is a very large book, each one with new adventures. Trying not to show too much there because I don't want to spoil your own adventures, but you get the idea. We have a secret envelope that says "Do not open." Unfortunately, the sticker has already popped loose, so I hope that none of the pieces are scattered around inside from shipping. I have a book with system maps. ISS Vanguard. It's a comic book. I have an operations book, a huge log book. Get the thickness of that. And some of the ships. This is the Dragonfly, and the other side is the Pelican. We have the Space Ranger, the Void Ranger, Faustschlag, and Waygate. And I recognize these different models in the box. Obviously those will come into play. Dual layer player boards, in case you don't want to put the full mats out. What else have we got here? More minis. There's the space station. And then the individual characters. Very impressive. There is hope for me though. While I did go in and get the Sundrop minis, I did not spend the extra $700 to get the full painted mini selection. Had that happened, there would have been no hope. The rest of this is just cards and more cards. You see on the side of the box we have instructions on how to pack everything, both sides. And of course some of the amazing marbled deluxe dice. These are translucent dice with multiple colors swirled through them. I'll pull out a couple here so you can take a look. Got a red, blue, and a green. That's the blue, the red, and the green dice. Some more acrylic stands for the spaceship. You've got a bag to keep your, probably for your discovery tokens, which are these purple. Of course, I don't know the names of these. I haven't looked through the book yet, rule book, but that's just how it appeals to me. And then just loads and loads and loads of cards, which I'm not going to get into in this video. We've gone on far too long. There you have it, folks. That's a glimpse into the terrible habit known as board gaming. You might want to just stick with Settlers of Catan.